One of the most frustrating things in swimming is putting a ton of effort into your stroke and not seeing that effort turn into speed. You look around, you see other swimmers swimming with ease, whereas every stroke you take just feels like a struggle. And the worst part is that you feel like you're doing everything right, and it's too much effort for the amount of movement you're getting in the water. Well, in this video, I'm gonna show you 3 simple fixes to your catch that will finally get you to feel power in your stroke. Let's do this. People are dropping the lead arm too early, their hips are wiggling and snaking all over the place, and the elbow's getting dropped and we're not finishing our stroke. We need to make it front quadrant, we need to lock the hips, and we need to have a high elbow underneath the water for a powerful finish. The first fix is learning how to swim front quadrant, because this sets up the stroke for power transfer. This is not just about looking smooth. Front quadrant swimming keeps your body long, balanced, and in position before the pull even begins. Most swimmers lose power before they even start the pull. They pull too early. The lead arm drops before the recovery arm gets close to the front. The body shortens, the stroke gets rushed, the legs can sink. In correct freestyle, one arm stays extended in the front while the other arm recovers. The body stays longer. The swimmer stays more horizontal and balanced. The stroke becomes calmer and more controlled. The pull starts from a stronger, more connected position. This gives you more distance per stroke, leaving you less wasted and much more efficient. The front quadrant is the area in the front of the shoulder line near the surface of the water. In front quadrant swimming, one arm is always in that forward zone. In a slow, controlled swimming stroke, both arms may briefly be in that area at the same time. And now I want to show you a perfect step-by-step progression that will help you. This simple progression starts with what I call the twist drill. We push off the wall in what's known as Superman position. This is our home base. We want to be as extended as possible so that our body is buoyant. And all we do here is just lean to one side and let the other arm come up in the position of being front quadrant. And when you look at me from underwater, it's just a simple lean to one side, and then you return to the home base. Then from here, we progress to single arm swimming with the other arm extended. I want to keep it extended because remember, we want to have one arm in the front quadrant area at all times. We want to pull back with the pulling arm and really force that one extended arm to just glide. It's like we're surfing on that one single arm. And then once we do this, we can go into the catch-up stroke. And why not visualize Soon Young when he's swimming? Soon Young is the perfect example of front quadrant swimming. His arms don't actually touch each other like in the catch-up drill, but they come pretty close. He's just transferring power from one side to the other. This is amazing. Now, if you're watching this and thinking, man, I'm doing all this stuff that he's saying, but my stroke just feels wrong. Well, I have something called the Freestyle Fix Finder. It's totally free. It's in the description. If you click it, it will diagnose what your specific issues are and an easy solution to them. Click it, check it out. I believe it can help. Fix number 2 is learning how to lock the hips so your body has the stability to transfer real power into the water. Now, this doesn't mean your hips never move. Locking the hips is a visualization cue. It means your hips stay stable enough that your shoulders, torso, and catch can work together. Most swimmers are either over-rotating or under-rotating. Their hips wiggle, their body snakes through the water, causing major power leakage. Their hips are just disconnected to their shoulders. They're not working together. Every time they pull, some of that power is just escaping. You've got to remember, loose hips leak power, stable hips transfer power. Now let's check out what this looks like on land. Stand with your body facing forward, toes pointed forward, feet stayed planted. Put one arm straight out in front of you, shoulder height. Now reach forward as much as possible without moving your feet. Notice how the hips rotate just the right amount naturally. Now, when taking this into the water, you want to imagine that your lower half is like on a float, like you see me here. All you have to do is then extend like we did with the standing demo and just reach as far as you can. The hips will rotate just the right amount. Now, let's actually see how this looks in the water. Now, going into the water, I want to show you that I'm placing my lower body on a pool noodle. I'm going to swim freestyle with the lower body supported. I'm going to focus on my hips being stable, reaching to the max, and letting the upper body rotate around that stable base. And you can see the hips are rotating, but they're not rotating too much or too little. Combine this with front quadrant timing and feel how the body is now set up for a more powerful pool. Front quadrant swimming gives you the setup, locked hips gives you the stability. Now the final step is learning how to transfer that power into the water. The third fix is getting perfect elbow position for maximum power transfer into the water. This comes third because the first two fixes set this up. If you skip front quadrant timing and stable hips, the high elbow will still feel weak because the body is not ready to support it. There's so many things you can do wrong underneath the water, including a straight arm pull through, using the forearm only, dropping the elbow, pulling your arm out too soon and not finishing your stroke. All of these things are not using the major power muscles of the body. In correct freestyle, we want to bring in the lats, bring in the chest. We want to use everything we have to put maximum power into the stroke. This is why swimmers can feel like they're working hard but still not moving forward when they're not using everything that they have. Let's take a look at what we can do on land to set up the perfect elbow position for maximum power. Here I'm showing you what so many swimmers do. They have their shoulder way out wide and they're using the forearm only, getting a very weak pull. And then other examples are just coming through with a straight arm underneath. This drops the elbow and causes weakness of pull again. The key is to make this little adjustment. Watch me rotate the shoulder inwards, bring the elbow up, have the shoulder in close proximity to the head, and then pull back powerfully. That slight adjustment with the shoulder rolling inwards makes all the difference. And from the side, we can see how it looks when we have a arm out wide, pulling with nothing but the forearm. This is so weak. Again, we can see how it is when we have a straight arm. The elbow is dropping, and look, I'm not finishing my stroke. There's so much power left in the water untapped. To get that power, again, we rotate that shoulder inwards. That brings the elbow up and brings in all the power muscles of the body. And we want to make sure that we finish that stroke. Finish it and then come around. Rotate the shoulder inwards for maximum power. So simple.
Now, to illustrate this point, I want you to imagine that in the water is a row of walls on either side of you. And your job is to actually anchor yourself on each part of that wall and then push yourself through. And you have to be able to finish your stroke to do that. So we're coming around, anchor here, anchor here, anchor here, moving through the water that way. And also a good way to learn how to finish your stroke properly is to wear paddles with only the finger attached to the paddle, the middle finger that is. Because if you put the wrist strap on, that's cheating. Without the wrist strap and you only have the middle finger attached, when you pull back, the paddle will fall off unless you finish. It's a great way to learn how to do this correctly.
This progression is the fastest I've found to help swimmers feel the catch instead of just think about the catch. And step one is of course to start with our home base, and that is Superman position. We want to get long and strong first before we go into step two, where we're going to do both arms pulling inward just to the power phase of the stroke. We don't pull all the way through yet, just to the power phase and then back straight into the Superman position. We are teaching the body to feel the powerful part of the catch. The next step is to go do the double arm pull through and indeed pull all the way through. This is where we're feeling the power of the stroke and then finishing it off all the way down to the bottom. After we do this, step 4 is doing the dog paddle drill. This is where we isolate the arm from each side and teach our body to go from one side to the other with power. And when we keep our arms in the water, it just somehow enhances our feel for it. Then finally, we go to step 5, where we go into the catch-up stroke. The catch-up stroke is a big part of this whole progression to get that power maxed out. I've seen this progression unlock power so many times. Once you understand these concepts, it all begins to click. Guys, if you're finding value, give us a like, subscribe, because there's so much more of this to come. Once you combine front quadrant timing, stable hips, and a high elbow connection, the pull stops being an isolated arm movement and starts becoming a full body transfer of power into the water. You can do this.
One thing that has been helping so many swimmers, I'm getting great feedback on it, is if you want to see all this stuff we're talking about applied to a real swimmer and see them transform from struggling to actually feeling effortless in just one session, you can click the link in the description below. It's called the Freestyle Click Moment. I believe it can help you just like it's helped so many others. The goal is never to muscle through the water. It's to swim through it with ease and power. I'm confident that if you follow these 3 steps, you're gonna get there. There is one more thing that ties it all together, and that is morphing your body into a swimmer. If you wanna know how to do that, click this video, and until next time, take care.